How you been doing?
Ow. I mean, I've been loving life, man. I've been loving life. I think it's probably been over a year since I spoke with you, like face to face or
Yeah.
digital face to digital face. Yeah, loving life. I published a few more books. I took up art. I actually unplugged my consulting business. I don't know if you knew that about me, but I had a consulting business and I was just like going, just the ROI is just not there. It just didn't feel right. And I wasn't sure what I was going to do besides write books.
Uh-huh.
And play pickleball because I discovered that about a year ago too, and that's like a full-time job I found out. But I I um, I just decided one morning to start painting, and I just been painting like a madman. I've been painting. I like pop. What do they call it? Fan art and pop culture,
Uh-huh.
and I developed my own style. I'm working on a somebody requested their favorite band is U2, so they requested a painting of Bono. So I found a painting of him performing in concert and kind of did my take on it. As a matter of fact, you know what? Do you mind if I show you?
Yeah.
I have a couple of them. I was just setting out. Well, this is a cartoon from the 70s called Jabberjaw. A lot of people my age would understand that or recognize him, but everybody knows this guy.
Oh yeah.
You should know that guy. And
Yeah.
then for May the 4th, I did a couple Star Wars paintings. So yeah, man, I've been doing that and loving my life as a father and I have two grandkids now. I can't remember how many I had when I first spoke with you, but
You had
I'm
a
up to two.
couple.
Yeah, they both celebrate their birthday this month. So one is turning 4 and one is turning 2. So
That's
yeah,
ex-
yeah, I'm digging
that's
it, man.
exciting. That's exciting.
How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I've been doing a lot of podcasting. Yesterday I did another podcast with another dad, and just been keeping, well, I did a couple of episodes for my other podcast in Delaware, so I got my show featured back on college radio for the summer, so that's nice.
Now, you know what? I don't think I know about your other podcasts. So you have the uncles and fathers.
I have uncles and fathers, and then I have one. Well, it used to be two guys in a sound system, but now it's one guy in a sound system. And that's myself. But I did do. I was when okay when I went to school in Delaware. I had a co-host with me, so it was two guys in a sound system, and then I kind of took the one guy off, and then I put myself on there.
Oh, nice.
So,
Nice, nice, nice. Let me
so
turn my
you
phone
know,
off, excuse me. Well, you said, yeah, it sounds like you're enjoying life and enjoying your hobbies and your projects.
yeah. And my nephews and my niece are doing good. Um, so my niece just had her first um like dance recital, so that was cute.
Yeah, yeah,
And
cool.
my nephew just started piano lessons again,
All
so
right.
that's kind of cool.
Well,
And
maybe,
then
maybe
my
he and I can form a band. There's my drum set over there.
yeah, I mean he likes the piano, so I gave him my big piano that I had when I was a teenager. I don't really use it, but it was just like there. And
Yeah.
then my other nephew is very into basketball and sports, so he was went out for the first time for like a sleepover kind of thing at the KU college. So there's like something with basketball there. So there's something with sports going on.
Hey, you as in Kansas?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh yeah, that's a yeah, they have a prominent basketball program at the college there.
yeah.
Nice, nice. And how old is the basketball player?
Oh, 9?
Okay, so we won't be seeing him at the McDonald's High School Classic just yet. We have to wait a few years for that.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Hmm.
They're still tiny. I mean, they're still in their small ages.
Yeah.
So
They're fun though. I mean, there's so many opportunities out there now for kids. You know, so many things that they can explore and partake in. I wish I would have gotten my kids into music a little bit more, and I wish I had gotten into music. Playing. I didn't start playing the drums until I was in my 50s, late 50s. And neither of my kids are into music, so I dig that your one. I think you said nephew is into piano. I was all about
yeah.
sports and martial arts. That was me, like and the creative side too, the writing and the painting. I got my kids into that, but music is a great way. It's a great outlet. It's a great development. It's great for child development. I mean,
Hmm.
I don't know about you, but I don't see too many dumb musicians out there.
No, they're very popular here in Kansas City.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's cool. My oldest grandson has been. He's boy. He picks up. He's like one of those. He stares. You know. He looks and he'll just like you
Mhm.
just see the wheels turning and he'll disassemble something and reassemble it and I've been noticing him with sports. Just little. He's not playing sports yet, but just little things. Okay, here, do this, and he picks it up just like that. So this is like really fertile age for him. So I'm going to. I got his mom's permission to take him over to. Do you have Top Golf where you're at? Have you heard of
Mhm.
Top Golf? So it's like a outdoor multi-story driving range,
Yeah.
and so it's literally right across the highway from me, and I have a membership there. So I'm gonna start taking my oldest there, and start letting him develop his golf swing.
Is that what the like the window that they have is that it's open and then you just swing a puck or a
Yeah, yeah, they call them bays, B-A-Y, bays. So this they have probably, I don't know, I'm guessing 30 bays on each floor, and there's 3 floors, so there's roughly 100 bays, and you can have up to, I think it's up to 6 people per bay, and people take turns hitting, and you can. What's beautiful about it is you can hit well, not a putter, but like a short club, like a sand wedge, where you can hit all the way to a
Mhm.
driver, and you can look up at the screen and it'll track the speed of the ball carry, the total distance, and even the height of the ball. It'll even tell you how much of a curve well, if I was good enough, I would say how much of a curve I intended to put on it, but
Yeah.
it's usually reactive, like, oh damn, I didn't mean to, I didn't mean for it to do that. So
Yeah.
it gives you like instant feedback, which is fabulous for a developing athlete.
Well, that's exciting. Well,
Yeah.
I have your one of your books out on the right here.
Oh, doodads. Yeah,
Yeah.
I got it too. That's still my favorite book, Dan. I've published 11 books so far, and I I'm going to come back to the word favorite, but I've published 11 and I have a 12th coming out soon. And then I'm going to step back because my goal was to do 12. I'm going to step back and kind of
Uh-huh.
reevaluate and see what I want to do. But the Doodads, the Good Father Revolution, that book was like really, it was my passion project. It was from the heart. It was based on me working with fathers for about 10 years, if not 10 years. It was very close to it, and the experiences that we all had, including myself. I write about my own experiences because I was a single father for many years. You know, I was um, playing the role of mother and father because there was a spell there where they weren't involved with their mom, unfortunately.
Hmm.
And then the trials, the tribulations, the success stories from all these dads that I worked with. And I figured through the 10 years, we had around, I think we calculated somewhere around 200 or 225 dads that came through that program. And every story is unique. You know that. And every story is
Yeah,
unique when it comes to
yeah, yeah.
fathering and fatherhood and the experiences. And yeah, it was the most fulfilling, rewarding, and most challenging job I've ever had. And so I was proud to complete that book. And it was like someone said, "Did you like writing it?" No, I liked having written it. I was kind of glad
Yeah.
when it was over because it was just I wanted to include so much, and that as a writer or maybe as a reader, as a writer, we want to be cognizant of this is about the reader's experience. It's not about me. It's like how can I either entertain or inform um, somebody else. So that's what these books are meant to do. They're meant to, enlighten, entertain, inform. And so it was a tough one. It was one of those. It was so tough, Dan, that I remember, I think I I went away to like a hotel for a couple days to like just avoid all the distractions, just focus
Uh,
on getting the writing.
yeah.
And by the way, I do say entertain and inform, but also a third whenever I write, whether it's a kid's book or the father's book, inform, entertain, but also inspire. That's the other thing too, is that that book is meant to give dads, especially those dads that are down on their luck, give them some hope. Say, because I have seen absolute. You couldn't qualify it anything other than a miracle that has happened for some of these dads to reconnect, reunite, reunify with their children, and that that is inspiring.
Was that hard for you to write a book when you're out of the house and you have all the kids in the house?
Well, I don't have any kids in my house. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. Well. Oh. Well, you don't. Oh. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, so I wrote. Yeah, when I wrote that book and published it, I was divorced and my kids are adults now. So, yeah, it was. Um, Even though my kids inspired me on most of my children's books, uh, they um, they weren't kind of even though they inspired me, they weren't a hindrance or didn't. I was able to. Kids' books are pretty easy, in my opinion. They're pretty easy to do. I could be in the middle of a jungle gym writing a kid's book, but writing that dad's book was that was tougher. Yeah, that one was tough. So that's why I would just go away and just kind of, okay, focus.
And go to a nice spot to sit around and just write everything down.
Yeah. Now you're in I think we call it the Midwest, if I
Yeah,
remember
the
correctly.
Midwest. Yeah.
I'm on the left coast. I'm on the west coast, and there's we call it, there's Northern California and there's Southern California, and most people are familiar with Southern California. It's the greater Los Angeles area, but there's a space in between there called the Central Coast, and it's my favorite place in the world. So, luckily for me, it's only about it depends on where I go, but a 4 to 6 hour drive from here. So, there's these beautiful places like you may have heard of Santa Barbara or San Luis Obispo, Morro Bay, Pismo Beach. Yeah, there's places along the Central Coast that I go to just kind of like I'm not sure if it's zone in or zone out, brother, but whatever it is, it works. It works. It's definitely my go-to. Definitely my runaway.
So how is writing this new book they wrote for the kids?
Yeah, so the newest one I published is called if where am I at here? If whales had wheels, and it's about a baby whale who um, is got a great imagination, much like the main characters in my other kids' books. He's got a fabulous imagination because I am all about promoting creativity and imagining and daydreaming. I believe that that balanced with managing life will take you. In other words,
Yeah.
take care of business, but don't
Yeah.
forget about chasing your dreams and following your heart.
Yeah.
So I've told my kids that, and I tell my grandkids that now too. So anyway, this baby whale is he's explores the in this case it's the southern coast of California, and he's looking up and he sees these cars, and he's like, "Wow, what if whales had wheels?" And he starts imagining what it would be like to be on a unicycle or a quad or a skateboard, and his imagination takes him there. So what happened was, well, probably less than a year ago, maybe 9 8 9 months ago, I was swimming with my oldest grandson, and he was pretending he was a whale in the pool. And at the same time, he was playing with a truck, a Tonka
Yeah.
truck that was in the pool. And I was confused when he was talking about the wheels and the whales. And I was like, wait a minute, I'm say it again. What are you talking about here? And then all of a sudden he said something. Well, do whales have wheels? And I was like, going, well, they do now. So that's where the inspiration from this book came, and that's why I named the main character after that grandson. And as you might imagine, my next book will the main character will be named after my youngest grandson, who has he inspired me by playing with this favorite blue elephant that I have, which happened to be a character in not this one, but in one of the Danny Mays World books.
Oh.
There's a blue elephant in there, and he was playing with a stuffed animal version of it. Because, like, if I went to go redo some elementary school kids, and so I bring props there, including the blue elephant, you know. And so he was playing with that, and I go, well, there's my next book. So that will be Benson the Blue Elephant, and I won't tell you the plot of that one yet. I will share this with you because when I spoke, beginning of April, I spoke to a group of, not a group, I spoke to the entire school. I think there were 750 kids there. And they broke them up into three groups. So luckily, it was only like 250 kids per group.
Yeah.
It was a
Yeah.
lot to wrangle. Uh, but the most
Sounds like a
common
lot.
question, yeah, yeah, it was pretty funny. It was a great experience. Love those guys, the school and the school and the administrators and the teachers just say, "It's your baby. Please entertain us for 25 minutes at a time." But the most common question I got, Dan, was like, "Well, where do you get ideas from stories?" And I was like, "God, wow." What's funny is these kids out there, I bet you, if you and I talked to these kids, we would walk away with 750 stories or story ideas for books. And it was the most
Uh-huh.
common question. And I was like, going, wow, I go, yeah. I go, well, first of all, you all have a book in you. We all do. Do you want to take the time to write it out?
Um,
And I told them it's really easy. I told them the conversation I had on with my grandson while playing in the pool, and him pretending he's a whale and then playing with the wheels of his truck. I gave him a simplified version of that. And I go, so it just starts an idea. It's just all up here. Boom. Whether it comes from the inside out or download it from the outside in, I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand metaphysics well enough to know where it comes from, but the idea shows up. And then I happen to have I don't have it here, but I had a notes where I just scratched out the quick storyline of if whales have wheels. And it was all just a pencil, just a bunch of like something that you would have written on the back of a paper grocery bag. And then
yeah.
I go from there, I wrote a story and I held it up like I had the original script there. And I sent it to an editor, and she says, way too long, dude. So then, all right, cool. I cut it down. And by the way, this editor in particular, I love because she's a former school teacher and former school administrator. She knows her audience for kids' books. She was
Uh,
like, that's way too long. So I shaved it down quite a bit, and then I held up the script for um, what became the published version of it. And then just by sheer coincidence, because the book hadn't been published yet, uh, but by coincidence, that morning, the morning I was heading over there, my publishing assistant sent me over all the concept art for that one, and they were all. I wonder if I have them right here. Hang on. I had. Oh yeah, it is right here. That's okay. So yeah, my scribble notes and then my text. Uh, and she had sent over just like the concept art. She says, "All right, Mike, what do you think about this idea for the whale on a skateboard or the whale on a unicycle?" So I was able to share these with the kids. The whale on a bicycle. Now these are just the sketches that she came up with that eventually turned into the proper designs that turned into. There's one on an ATV. And so it was really cool that I was able to share with the kids. First of all, it starts with an idea. Take your idea and run with it. And then from there, yeah, if you need help, like I do, if you need help with getting it into a formal format, what we call a manuscript, then get help. If you already know what you're doing, then you know what you're doing, and hop on Amazon and publish that baby.
Yeah, yeah, I'm trying to. Well, I'm trying to
Yeah.
write a book. So I have the cover. I did it one time on a different platform on it's like called Mixbook. And it's just you put photos and pictures and whatever. But I did a book in college when I was at the University of Delaware for a class. And I just wanted to do it for my first nephew before he came along. And then I was just thinking, oh, maybe it'd be kind of cool to have my lyrics change into a book so you can play at the end of the book. There'll be the the lyrics and then the guitar pieces so they can just read the story and then play the song they wanted to.
I love that idea. That it's creative as heck, man. And I want to just say, by the way, Dan, this is not about me, but in the very end of the very last chapter of Doodads are lyrics from a song that I was involved in writing about fatherhood. So yeah, you have my ear whenever you're talking about putting lyrics into books, and I love how the lyrics are part of the story or the story is from the lyrics. I love that idea. How cool is that? So
Yeah,
the kid can sing the book after they're done reading it.
yeah.
All right.
So I was
Well,
just like just trying to find different things, but I want a little story about just two little people in like a little in this little world. I've been using one day. Well, the other day I was laying in bed and talking to AI and just trying to get a story out, and then I could just take that story and then just put it on a piece of paper and see if what it will come out to
mhm.
because and then we'll see that comes out and then put all the lyrics. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But I
You
mean,
will figure it out.
it's a short song, so it's not very long. But it's a really
But that's where it can build on itself. I mean, my grandson asking me if whales have wheels, that's one question, but it turned into a whole book. Your lyrics, you can build upon itself. You can go down a different, it can take an ancillary turn somewhere along the way, and then you just find when you get in that writing mode, that creative mode, it writes itself.
yeah. And I was also thinking of when the kids read the book, they can put their own twist to it. So when they read it, they could say, "Oh, this story is all about what what journey they're going to take on the timeline film strip," because that's mostly about the song. There's a film strip in the lyrics.
Did
So
you say film strip?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's
It goes.
cool.
I mean, it goes like going in space. It's mostly the song is all about space. So you're on a
Space, as in outer space.
yeah. I mean, I already have a lyric video already up on YouTube, so it's just it has all the fun little things on it. But so I don't know. But
Take
I'm
take
hopefully coming to a
take those
book.
next steps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've been just doing that and just trying to figure out what I should put in this book to make it easy. And I was looking at different places that I can get it sent out to, Amazon, or just sell it somehow.
Yeah, Amazon is I decided to go entirely through them. If I had to do it over again, I probably would explore other options a little bit more, like Penguin is a good one for kids' books. Penguin Publishing. They're connected with Dolly Parton's Imagination Library. So if your book is a hit there and it gets part of that Imagination Library, then it's
Yeah.
sent literally all over the United States, if not all over the world,
Yeah.
on their dime. Yeah, but I've been pretty happy with Amazon. People say, well, you're paying them to dot, dot, dot. I go, well, I don't see it as I'm paying them. I see it as them paying me because they do all the work. I did the creative
Yeah.
stuff. I put it, they take care of everything. The printing, the fulfillment, all the record keeping. I get a W-2 at the end of the, or I'm sorry, a 1099 at the end of the year. Shows how much money I got from them. And how much effort I put into distributing all the books that I sold, like zero. It's like they've done everything. So they keep whatever it might be. I don't know what the percentage is. They keep 2/3 of the book sale, but uh, I don't have to do anything.
Well, that's good, I guess.
Yeah. Well, okay. That said, Dan, you also have I can buy art. I can buy author copies. So like when any of my books come out, like the current one, I hop on there. Well, I'll buy one and I'll proof it because I want to make sure it looks like it should, right? And
Yeah.
then I can buy author copies at probably 1/3 the price. So a $10 book would be about $3 or 3.50 plus shipping. And then I can go ahead and when I go to fairs or schools or something like that, I can sell them for $10 a piece and after shipping and all that, make $5 a book that way. Lot more effort, a little more pay, and that's fine too.
Well, that's good that you've been writing more children's books. Bet your grandchildren like the books.
They haven't seen it yet.
Oh, they haven't
Yeah,
seen
they
that one. Have they
no,
seen
no.
the other one?
I've kept the most current one they haven't seen. Oh yeah, the other ones they have the whole collection at their house. But this one here, I was waiting for this month because that's my oldest grandson's birthday is this month, so I'm waiting to give that to him. And then the other one I'll have by Christmas for the other grandson.
Well, when you were showing me the paintings, the it just reminded me of the whale from the book.
Oh yeah, that's a shark. Yeah, that
Oh,
so Jabberjaw was a or is a Hanna-Barbera cartoon from the 1970s. So, but you're right. Yeah, you're right. It's got the white belly and the blue body.
yeah.
Yeah, good call. That was not my intention.
Well, you have some good painting going along.
I've been really enjoying that. Yeah, there's a I've been really I'm really into superheroes if you can't tell by my shirt and the Superman sign in the background. Oh, and my
Your
coffee
mug.
mug. I'm into
Mhm.
superheroes in general, so I've been doing my I guess you would call it a impressionistic is the style that I would say that I enjoy the most. So like an impressionistic my take on Superman excuse me, superheroes via impressionism. So a little something left to the imagination, like Jabberjaw, that's meant to look like a, like the cartoon, but the other ones, it's like you let the brain, like the Batman, that one is wasn't. There's like some has almost like an unfinished look to it, and I've always appreciated that kind of art. So that's the kind I'm doing. And there's a couple places around here that my art is for sale, a couple businesses. It's hanging on their walls for sale, and I share the sale price with the owner of the businesses. And then there's a couple other businesses that have, I guess you could say, comic shows, anime
Hmm.
festivals, this kind of stuff. So I am invited to go to those and sell my stuff face to face there as well.
So when you do the books, the children's books, do you get them already sent out to get them printed, or the like the do the like the art design of the children's books?
So, if I understand correctly, you're asking about the art itself in the
Hmm.
books. So I get asked that question an awful lot, or questions around the art in my books. They're like, well, how come you're not designing the own art in your books? And you're an artist. Well, I'm an artist. I'm not a digital creator. So I will come up with the concept art and I'll send it to either a graphic designer or my publishing assistant. Sometimes I have used GenCraft, if you're familiar with that, to generate some of the art. But for the all my kids' books and for the Doodads book, I work with I work with an artist to have it done digitally. That way, I don't have to worry about the whole three-dimensional or two-dimensional, three-dimensional art. What that looks like whenever it gets converted to digital. Sometimes there's some Mars and marks on it. That said, remember I told you I'm taking a break after the 12th book. That
Yeah.
said, I do plan on doing the art after the 12th book because I want them to have a kind of a similar look to it. I'm going to do the art in my own. I will be creating the art for my books after the 12th one is published. Uh, I will say I don't know how popular GenCraft is. Someone just said, "Here, go to GenCraft and you can use it for free and it develops you just like AI, just like ChatGPT, where you type in what you want and there it is." I did that, and they said the subscriber agreement is you can't use it for public usage, public consumption if you don't have a membership. So I bought a membership for 1 month, and I'm telling you, Dan, man, I got art. I mean, in my opinion, for this book here, that would have cost me, I mean, $1,000 to have a graphic designer do it the old-fashioned way. And I have in that book, I have seven more just like that, and it cost me $20, and it was
Oh,
done in a matter of
that's
there was
not
nothing. I mean, a 1 month subscription. I got legal approval to use it, and I mean that's some pretty cool art there for $20. And again, that's one of 8 pieces that I'm using that I have used in this book. Yeah, I mean, look at that. Just look at they really, you do have to watch it though. At least, I don't know about all of them, but I have found some pretty significant mistakes with GenCraft that I would have to refine or have a graphic artist touch up. For some reason, they love putting on extra fingers on people.
yeah, I know this. I know
Have you seen that? And another
yeah,
one was
yeah.
this friend of mine, another author, was using it to create her cover, and hers was on a I think she calls it the backyard farmer. Basically, it was gardening in urban areas. And so she said she wants chickens and she wants butterflies and she wants all these animals. Well, it morphed them together. So then all of a sudden you have a chicken with bunny ears and wings of a
Oh,
butterfly in the background. I'm like, wait a second. Is this a fantasy book or is this a gardening book? So yeah, we had to like So you have to work on it for quite a while to kind of clean that up and
Oh,
remove the sixth and seventh finger from some of the characters.
that's interesting that oh did that.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably it's I was gonna say it's first generation. It's not first generation by the time we're working with it, but they're still working the bugs out. I think eventually it's going to get crisp and clean, and they want us to use their product for for a reason. The mistakes aren't there on purpose, that's for sure. So in a matter of time, it'll get all cleaned up.
Well, that's an easy way to use graphics, I guess. Use AI.
Yeah. Oh, it's cheap and I mean, compared to what my graphic designers or publishing assistants will charge, yeah, GenCraft is really inexpensive. But again, you just got to watch out for the flubs and the flaws. Look very closely.
Yeah. You have to look up for those hands, those
Yeah, yeah.
interesting hands that they come along.
And the other thing I did since I spoke with you last, and well, I I did write a screenplay a long time ago, and I dusted it off since I spoke with you last, and added a lot more to the story. I really added a lot more dimensions to the more characters, more dimension to the characters, more more history because it's based on a true story about a barbarian leader in the fourth century AD, or I'm sorry, what do they call it? I forgot what the new nomenclature is, but I guess we don't use BC and AD anymore, but 400 AD.
Hmm.
Um, and I re-registered it with the Screenwriters Guild. So who knows? I might be up there. You might be watching a movie one day and it says screenplay by Mike Mason. So that
Well,
was
that's
another
gonna be
writing.
cool.
Yeah, that would
Yeah.
be cool. Yeah, yeah. In my opinion, it's a fantastic tale. It's a great adventure tale, and the fact that it's based on a true story, it makes it even more so. Kind of like if you remember the movie, it's old now, but remember Braveheart with Mel Gibson? He's a Scottish leader named William Wallace, if I remember correctly. I watched that movie, and then I'm like, I find out later on that that was based on a true story. So similarly, my my character, this character, and the story is based on history. I was when I first heard about this barbarian leader, I was like, well, that's interesting. Let me learn more. And it was, man, it was like a forensic investigation. I couldn't find anything on there's just a little snippet here on the History Channel or a little snippet here in a history book, and I go, why has nothing been written about this guy? The only place I really saw anything about him was in video games. Some of these medieval or games that are kind of in the era of that barbarian versus Roman Empire. It's the only place I saw this character really show up definitively, and I go, man, this is a kind of a cool story. So I took the liberty. So yeah, I'll see what happens, or maybe I'll even get like I'm not sure what you call that, but hire somebody else. Say, hey, here's a screenplay. Rewrite this as a novel. I just don't feel like doing it right now. It was novels aren't
Yeah.
my thing. Give me 500 words or less. with the
I did
exception,
I
with the
did
exception of
re
that.
I did remind I think last time I asked you, did you ever do any audio books?
I didn't. I started working with these guys to turn Doodads into an audiobook, but it got really pricey very quickly, and I decided I'm not going to do that. Yeah, I mean, if this book for some reason, it found the right market, it got like all of a sudden I started selling a million copies of it, I would definitely do an audiobook of it. I believe in this book. I just I'm not so sure about the ROI right now. there's a lot of competition out there. I mean, competition is good. I'm not saying that like I'm defeated. There's a lot of books on fatherhood out there, so I would
Yeah,
have to.
I mean, you could do the children's books. I would love to see. I would love to. I mean, there are a lot of kids that can't sit and and read a book. You have to have sometimes they have to
I
be
had not
have
thought
a
about them for
have,
the kids' books.
I mean, it'd be kind of cool to have some interesting um pe characters in the book that are speaking different languages.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that, but I like the idea. I like the idea. It wouldn't be difficult, especially on the kids' books. They're pretty short. They are
Yeah.
available on Kindle. Of course, the paperbacks are available for print, and then it's available on Kindle, but I had not done the audiobook yet. Well, how long before technology, or I don't even know because I don't read off of Kindle. I wonder if you can just tap a button and your Kindle will read it to you.
Yeah, it does that, but I mean, I don't know if it gives you a different voice when like what the shark says or what the
Mm. So yeah, you mean like yeah, really put some yeah, hearing it in a narrator's voice is different than a character's voice.
yeah.
Okay. Food
I
for
mean,
thought.
I mean, you could do it by home and just record the episodes and then drag them onto the device that you're having the book sent to. If they
Yeah.
do, they have that hook up, but I don't know, it's just an idea.
Yeah, it's a great idea. Well, like I said, once that 12th book is done, I'm taking a step back. I'm actually going to go back and look at all 12 books and go, okay, is there anything I want to do differently? You know, kind of give them a polishing up. You know, like is there some things I want to do? Do I want to add some color? Do I want to make the pictures bigger? This kind of stuff. I will remember that. I'll take that in consideration if I want to add the audio version of them.
So is the book that you just wrote for the children's book, is that the only book that's coming out from that one, or is that a different? Is that like a series of different of
Oh,
several
you know what?
books?
Boy, okay, you asked the right question. So you know what I did when I published my first 7 books? They were the Danny Mays World, and up here in the corner you see has a number. So obviously this is number 5. It's one of 7, or I should say 5 of 7. I published 7 of them because it was the same character, just having different,
Hmm.
imaginative experiences. And then when I published this book called The 5 Big Adventures of Little Stony, you can see at the top I wrote Danny May Danny May's World Presents. So I do have them, because in my opinion, they are all they all follow the same thing, and it's about a child's imagination. So that's number 8. Number 9, I put right up here, Danny May's World Presents. So even though Danny May is not in either of these books and won't be in the Blue Elephant, it's still part of the Danny Mays World Series, the Danny Mays World series of books.
Yeah.
And again, I think it's good marketing. And that's
Uh,
certainly not going to hurt, So it's you could look up by the title of the book, or you can look up under Danny Mays World and find all 9, soon to be 10 of these. But
that's
again,
exciting.
the only character consistent is the first 7. Now that said, I'm kind of like Pixar or Easter or Disney and other movie makers now who drop Easter eggs. So there's like little tidbits that are in each of these books. So if somebody read all of my books and knew all the remembered all the details of them, they'll go, "Hey, wait a second, wasn't that in this book also?" So I've done that just a little bit too, just to kind of make it fun and interesting.
That's exciting. That's exciting.
Hmm.
I'm very excited to see who. I mean, I'm also for Uncles and Fatherhood for October, still doing the giveaway. So if you want to join in, you're welcome to.
Yeah, I think I said yes to that. And,
All
and my only
right.
question is, would you want the fatherhood book or the kids book? A kids
I
book or
would
a fatherhood book?
I would say the kids book.
Okay.
I mean, I think we
Yeah, I'm
did
happy
the
to do that.
I
I just
think I
need
think
the,
I think I think we did your dad book last time.
I think so too. So like last time, I would just need the address of the winner and I'll just
Yeah, but
drop
those
ship it
yeah,
from Amazon. Yeah, piece of cake.
yeah.
Yeah, happy to do that. You said that's when? I hear you say October?
I said October. I
October. Yeah.
changed the somebody asked me that yesterday and I said, "Yeah, I'm gonna do it in October because it's around Halloween and also it's also around almost like Christmas time around that time. All
Yeah.
those holidays popping up."
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But
Happy to do that.
so, but yeah, I'm excited to put something out there. Trying to get a couple of different things into this giveaway for more people to join the uncles and father community on Instagram and TikTok and whatever places that they can listen to all these episodes.
I think it's fantastic that you do that. I think it's good for you. I think it's good for your followers, and it's also good for let the authors or whatever else you're giving away, let the excuse me, the proprietors, share their love and their wares as well. I think that's cool.
Yeah. So I'm excited to do something. I'm always doing giveaways. It's more fun.
Yeah.
Maybe put out a T-shirt or something to see if somebody would wear one. I don't know.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, but thanks for taking the time and doing this with me
It is
again.
my pleasure. I was at the gym and played pickleball, and then my next stop is the chiropractor after this to straighten myself out. But yeah, happy anytime, Dan. It's always good talking with you. And like I said, I love the support that you give your constituents, your followers.
Oh, you're welcome. Welcome. But thanks you so much again, and I'll let you know when this is up on YouTube and so many other places as well.
Sounds good to me, amigo.
Talk talk to you later.
All right, Dan. I'll see you.